Okay, so for our assignment, we were tasked to look at two different articles and connect with Lalami's perspective. I do agree with her for the most part. I do think that instead of focusing so much on adding all these different styles of courses but also tasks that people have to complete to get through, like what was talked about in one of her articles where she was talking about a 12-foot gap, a bunch of fences to climb up over, well armed guards, stuff like that. Um, I personally think that it's nice to have a strong border control, not for the purpose entirely of stopping immigration completely, but more for stopping illegal immigration and stopping, honestly, like drug trafficking. For me, I think that's a big thing, especially between the borders between America and Mexico. I know that's a big issue for us personally. But I do believe it's important to have a strong border. But I also feel, and I agree with her, that it's important that we go find out what's causing people to leave their country and flee to other countries. I think that in most cases, when people immigrate, it's because they're dealing with a bad living area where it's not safe, or it's hard to find a job, or it's unable for them to raise their kids in it because of what's going on around. So I do think that it's important that for our own country that we would go out and help other countries, so that way they feel less interested in breaking laws to force their way into America. Now, I'm completely okay with immigration in terms of doing it legally. That I'm fine with. It's just stopping the illegal immigration that I want to cut out. I've grown up in Colorado, where it's more of a melting pot and we have a larger population of different ethnicities and groups, where we get to meet other people and learn their backgrounds. Where I've personally met a couple people that immigrated over from Ireland, or they're Danish and they came over for college. But it's always interesting to meet them and find out their customs and how they handle their day-to-days. But I just don't want illegal immigration to be an issue. And it does seem that from the reading that Lalami's perspective was actually pretty in line with mine, that she's big on not having crazy border issues and having less illegal immigration. She shared the story, obviously, of her when she was younger, going on a trip and going right across the border, where the guy that was working the border was completely okay with allowing her younger sibling to come in without having the proper documentation. I think that personally, like, it's not good to allow people to come through without proper documentation, but in the situation where the border was relaxed because immigration wasn't an issue, that's a nice place to be at, because everyone's able to come and go and visit around and all that and do what they want, instead of having to worry about going through a long mess in order to get to the other side. Because personally, right now, in terms of our immigration situation, is we're backed up in America, and we're constantly trying to find out how to handle the incoming groups of people. And part of it's also because there's so many people, there are individuals slipping through the cracks and illegally accessing America. And that's not good. But the only way to fix this issue is to either, improve our borders, or, like Lalami said, go back and see why people are trying to leave their government. So I personally feel that my point of view does in fact match up with Lalami's when it comes to thinking the main issue is why people are leaving and not how we're stopping them from coming in.